Hello and welcome to another Binary News, your daily dose of focused gaming news with myself, Marta. Today is the 5th of July. I hope you guys had a lovely Independence Day in the US. But today I am here to discuss some comments from the Ubisoft Toronto Managing Director, who goes by the name of Jade Redman. And she has recently spoken out on how virtual reality will, quote, transform how we interact with games, and basically spoken out on her opinion on virtual reality and the changes she thinks it might bring to the industry. Now, when she was speaking to Game Reactor, Jade said, quote, "We're on the verge, I think, of a big breakthrough in tech that are going to transform games. The fourth dimension is reference to virtual reality. Not only the display technology, but all of the new input technology that's going with it. That's going to transform how we interact with those types of games. In terms of VR, I would love to have a zero-G kind of parkour game where you're actually in a spacesuit navigating around and having the experience just like Chris Hatfield gets to have, only a select few astronauts. Looking down at the Earth from above and trying to do something in space with the pressure of zero-G and managing your oxygen, things like that." Well, I have to say that idea does sound rather interesting. Of course, how well it will work in practice, well, I don't know if we'll ever find out, but it's an interesting idea that could really be explored, and I definitely agree with her sentiments. Virtual reality, I think, is really going to be a game changer. As of course, we have the Oculus Rift, and then of course we've got Project Morpheus, so we have one for the PC and one for the PS4, and I have no doubt that Microsoft have something up their sleeve as well. They are undoubtedly realising that virtual reality is pretty much the next big thing that's on the horizon. Motion controls kind of fail to really change much of anything in gaming, to be honest, in my personal opinion. Feel free to disagree and let me know in the comments why you disagree with that particular opinion. But virtual reality, I think we can all agree that it has the potential to be really, really interesting and to really change how we play games, and the kind of games that get released for that platform are going to be very different to your standard type of game with a standard interface. Obviously, it's all down to the developers to make proper use of the technology. But I definitely think the possibilities are endless, really. You could do the kind of space of zero-G game that you could have here. Imagine a first-person horror game, say Soma, just for example, the new upcoming game from Frictional Games, or an old title like Amnesia, Outlast, what have you. You know, first-person horror on the Oculus Rift. Of course, we already have The Forest, which is going to be coming out for Oculus, but just to give an example, that would work really, really well. First-person shooters, of course, games like this. You know, there's all sorts of games that could really be just invented. New genres could even come out because of the use of technology, and there will probably be virtual reality only because they just wouldn't work as well on a traditional medium. So I definitely think that it's going to be an interesting time when these devices finally come out. Of course, when they will is kind of anybody's guess at this point. The Oculus has been in development for ages. Project Morpheus, of course, was only really just revealed a few months ago by Sony, so we're probably not going to see either of these for quite some time, but they'll probably be released around the same time as each other, is my guess, because of course Oculus has been in development for a while, and Sony will not want to have the Morpheus being released much later than the Oculus, because of course it is supposed to be essentially a competitor device and also a way to drive virtual reality on the PlayStation 4. Anyway guys, do let me know your thoughts and opinions. What kind of games, what kind of new ideas, what kind of changes would you like to see brought as courtesy of virtual reality, and how much of an impact do you think it's actually going to have? Anyway guys, that is me done. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.